Abena, a spirited young woman from the vibrant village of Nyamkai, had always been drawn to the mysteries of the world around her. Her village was nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, a place where tradition and community flourished. The villagers loved Abena for her kind heart and adventurous spirit, qualities that often led her to explore the unknown. One sunny afternoon, Abena felt a strange and powerful urge to venture beyond the familiar paths of her village. She had heard many stories about the Enchanted Forest from the village elders, tales filled with both wonder and warning. The forest was said to be home to ancient spirits and magical creatures, a place where the veil between the human world and the supernatural was thin. Despite the warnings, Abena's curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to explore the forest for herself. As she approached the edge of the forest, a cool breeze rustled through the trees, as if whispering secrets of the ancient wood. The trees were tall and majestic, their leaves forming a dense canopy that filtered the sunlight into a soft, golden glow. Abena took a deep breath, steeling herself for the adventure ahead, and stepped into the forest. The farther she walked, the more she felt the magic of the place enveloping her. The air was filled with the scent of wildflowers and the sound of birdsong, creating a symphony of nature that both calmed and excited her. She followed a narrow, winding path, her senses heightened by the enchanting atmosphere. Every rustle of leaves and snap of a twig seemed to carry a hidden meaning, as if the forest itself was alive and aware of her presence. After what felt like hours of wandering, Abena stumbled upon a hidden grove. The grove was unlike anything she had ever seen, bathed in a shimmering light that seemed to emanate from the very air. The grass was a vibrant green, dotted with delicate flowers that glowed with an ethereal light. In the center of the grove stood an ancient, ornate mirror, half hidden by ivy and wildflowers. The mirror's frame was intricately carved with symbols and patterns that seemed to pulse with life. Abena felt an inexplicable connection to the mirror, as if it were calling to her. She approached it slowly, her heart pounding with anticipation. As she stood before the mirror, she hesitated for a moment, then reached out to brush away the ivy covering its surface. The moment her fingers touched the mirror, it came to life. The glass shimmered and glowed, casting a soft light that illuminated the grove. Abena gazed into the mirror, expecting to see her own reflection, but instead, she saw something extraordinary. In the mirror's depths, she saw a vision of a handsome young man. His eyes were warm and kind, his smile radiant and inviting. Abena felt a strange and powerful connection to him, as if she had known him all her life. Startled and intrigued, Abena stepped back from the mirror, her mind racing with questions. Who was this young man? Why had she seen him in the mirror? And what did it all mean? Determined to uncover the truth, Abena knew she had to learn more about the mirror and the mysterious young man. With a heart full of curiosity and a newfound sense of purpose, she decided to seek out Nanaya, the village elder and keeper of ancient lore. As Abena made her way back to the village, the enchanted forest seemed to whisper around her, its magic now a part of her own story. Little did she know, her discovery would set her on a path of love, adventure, and destiny, one that would change her life forever. The morning sun had barely risen when Abena awoke, her thoughts still filled with the mysterious young man she had seen in the enchanted mirror. Determined to uncover the secrets of the mirror, she set out for Nanaya's hut. Nanaya was known throughout Nyamkai for her vast knowledge of the old ways and the hidden truths of the world. If anyone could shed light on Abena's discovery, it was her. Nanaya's hut was situated at the edge of the village, surrounded by a garden of medicinal herbs and vibrant flowers. The old woman was sitting on her porch, her wise eyes twinkling with curiosity as she watched Abena approach. "Good morning, Nanaya," Abena greeted respectfully, bowing her head slightly. "Good morning, my child," Nanaya replied, her voice warm and inviting. "What brings you here so early?" Taking a deep breath, Abena recounted her experience in the Enchanted Forest, describing the hidden grove and the mysterious mirror. She spoke of the young man she had seen and the powerful connection she had felt. Nanaya listened intently, her expression growing more serious with each word. When Abena finished, Nanaya nodded thoughtfully. "The mirror you found is no ordinary mirror," she began. "It is a relic of great power, created by the forest spirits long ago. It is said to show the viewer a vision of their true love, a soulmate destined for them by the fates." Abena's heart skipped a beat. "But who is the young man I saw? And how can I find him?" Nanaya smiled gently. "His name is Kwame. He is a prince from a distant land, trapped in another realm by a powerful curse. The mirror has shown you his image because you are the one destined to break the curse and free him. But be warned, my child, the path to freeing Kwame is fraught with danger and challenges. You must be brave and strong, for true love is never easy to attain." Determined to save Kwame and uncover the full story, Abena asked Nanaya how she could begin her quest. The elder woman instructed her to return to the grove and seek out the guardian of the grove, an ancient spirit named Anans who could guide her on her journey. Nanaya handed Abena a small pouch filled with protective herbs and whispered a blessing for her safety. With renewed determination, Abena made her way back to the Enchanted Forest. The memory of the young man's warm eyes and kind smile filled her with hope and courage. As she entered the forest once more, she felt a sense of purpose guiding her steps. The forest seemed even more alive than before, as if it recognized her resolve. The trees whispered encouragingly, and the path to the hidden grove seemed clearer. When Abena reached the grove, the magical light was just as enchanting, and the mirror stood waiting for her, its surface shimmering with anticipation. "Guardian of the grove," Abena called out, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. "I seek your guidance to free Prince Kwame." A soft rustling filled the air, and a figure materialized before her, appearing as if woven from the very fabric of the forest. Anans, the guardian of the grove, took the form of an old, wise-looking man with eyes that glowed with ancient wisdom. "Welcome, Abena," Anand said, his voice a harmonious blend of the forest's sounds. "I have been expecting you. The spirits have spoken of your arrival and your noble quest. To free Prince Kwame, you must undertake a journey filled with trials that will test your courage, wisdom, and love." Abena nodded, her resolve unshaken. "I am ready, Anans. Tell me what I must do." Anand's eyes twinkled with approval. "Very well, Abena. Your first trial will test your courage. You must navigate the labyrinth of shadows, a place where your deepest fears will come to life. Only by facing and overcoming these fears can you proceed on your quest. With these words, the grove shifted, and a dark, winding path appeared before Abena. She took a deep breath, clutching the pouch of protective herbs Nanaya had given her. As she stepped onto the path, the forest around her seemed to hold its breath, watching and waiting. The journey ahead was uncertain and perilous, but Abena's heart was steadfast. She knew that somewhere beyond the trials and challenges, Kwame was waiting for her. With each step she took, she felt the bond between them grow stronger, fueling her determination to succeed. And so, with courage in her heart and the forest spirits by her side, Abena ventured into the labyrinth of shadows, the first of many trials that would lead her to the love she had seen in the magical mirror. The path through the labyrinth of shadows had been arduous, but Abena's determination had carried her through. Now, as she returned to the village, she felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. She had faced her fears and emerged stronger. The vision of Kwame in the mirror, his kind eyes and gentle smile, continued to guide her steps. When Abena arrived back in Nyamkai, she immediately sought out Nanaya. The village elder was in her garden, tending to her herbs. She looked up as Abena approached, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "You've returned, my child," Nanaya said, her voice warm and welcoming. "I see you have faced your first trial." Abena nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "Yes, Nanaya. I have. But I need to know more about the mirror and Kwame. Who is he, and how did he become trapped in another realm?" Nanaya motioned for Abena to sit beside her on a wooden bench beneath the shade of a large baobab tree. She took a deep breath, her eyes gazing into the distance as if recalling a distant memory. "The mirror you found is called the Mirror of Souls," Nanaya began. "It was crafted by the spirits of the Enchanted Forest many centuries ago. The spirits imbued the mirror with powerful magic, intending it to serve as a bridge between realms and a guide for those seeking their true love." Nanaya paused, her expression growing more serious. "The legend speaks of a prince named Kwame, who lived in a distant kingdom. Kwame was known not only for his handsome features but for his kindness and wisdom. He was beloved by his people and respected by all who knew him. However, there was one who envied Kwame's goodness and sought to take his place. A malevolent sorcerer named Osei desired the throne and the power it held. Osei concocted a dark plan to imprison Kwame in a realm of shadows, a place where time stands still and despair reigns." Abena listened intently, her heart aching for the prince she had seen in the mirror. But why did the spirits create the mirror? How does it help Kwame? "The spirits foresaw the sorcerer's treachery," Nanaya continued. "They created the Mirror of Souls as a means to find the one person whose love could break the curse. The mirror was hidden in the Enchanted Forest, protected by the guardian of the grove, Anans, until the destined one would come." Nanaya's eyes met Abena's, filled with a mixture of hope and caution. "The mirror chose you, Abena. It revealed Kwame to you because your love has the power to free him. But love alone is not enough. You must prove your worthiness through the trials set by the spirits. Only then can you break the curse and bring Kwame back to our world. Abena's resolve grew stronger with each word. She understood now that her journey was not just about finding Kwame but about proving the strength and purity of her love. "What must I do next, Nanaya?" she asked, her voice steady and determined. "The next trial will test your wisdom," Nanaya replied. "You must seek out Akoko, the wise old owl spirit who resides deep within the Enchanted Forest. Akoko will present you with a series of riddles. Each riddle you solve will bring you closer to understanding the true nature of love and sacrifice." With Nanaya's guidance, Abena prepared for the next phase of her journey. She gathered supplies and said her goodbyes to the villagers who offered their prayers and blessings for her safety. As she made her way back to the Enchanted Forest, Abena felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever before. The path ahead was uncertain, but her heart was filled with hope and determination. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to whisper words of encouragement, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze. The sunlight filtered through the canopy, casting dapple shadows on the forest floor. Abena's thoughts turned to Kwame, his image in the mirror a constant reminder of what she was fighting for. The forest grew denser, the air thicker with magic. Abena followed a winding path, her senses heightened as she approached the heart of the Enchanted Forest. Finally, she reached a large, ancient tree, its branches stretching high into the sky. Perched on one of the branches was Akoko, the wise old owl spirit, his eyes gleaming with intelligence and curiosity. "Welcome, Abena," Akoko hooted, his voice deep and resonant. "I have been expecting you. Are you ready to face the trial of wisdom?" Abena nodded, her heart steady. "I am ready, Akoko. Please, present me with your riddles." Akoko spread his wings, and the forest seemed to hold its breath. "Listen carefully, for the answers you seek lie within you. Here is your first riddle: I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Abena thought carefully, considering the clues. After a moment, she smiled. "An echo," she answered confidently. Akoko nodded approvingly. "Very good. Here is your second riddle: I am not alive, but I grow. I do not have lungs, but I need air. I do not have a mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Again, Abena pondered the riddle, her mind sifting through possibilities. Finally, she replied, "A fire." "Excellent," Akoko said, his eyes twinkling. "Now, for the final riddle: the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?" This riddle was more challenging, but Abena closed her eyes and imagined walking through the forest, feeling the earth beneath her feet. Suddenly, the answer came to her. "Footsteps," she said. Akoko clapped his wings together in delight. "You have done well, Abena. Your wisdom is great, and your heart is pure. You have proven that you possess the qualities needed to free Kwame. Continue on your journey, and remember the lessons you have learned here." With Akoko's blessing, Abena felt a renewed sense of confidence. She had passed the trial of wisdom, and her path to Kwame grew clearer. As she made her way out of the forest, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the trees. Abena knew that the most challenging part of her journey still lay ahead, but she was ready to face whatever trials awaited her. For in her heart, she carried the hope and determination to reunite with her true love, Kwame. Watch out for part 2 and let us know where you are watching this from in the comments.